Alright, yeah, so if you thought there was a lot of news before, a lot of data to download into your left brain and left hemisphere of your brain and process throughout each day, well, you haven't seen anything yet. There's so much data right now, and it's just the information not only keeps quantifying, but it keeps, uh, I guess, qualifying as more, more and more and more by design, deliberate, in your face, huge mess of madness that we've got to deal with every single day. It just keeps pouring in. Uh, Nazi expert, I have proof Hitler was alive in the 60s, or died rather in the 60s. New evidence has come to light which puts the German leader in Argentina after the fall of Berlin. Um, Frankenstein Finances is a good one for my dad's dad and his twin brother, and dad himself has started buying physical silver and physical gold, I guess. So, booyah, Federal Reserve. You can't stop us now. They've awoken to the point of there's no going back. We're buying physical metal by the pound. Which I don't know how much they're buying, but they're grabbing as much as they can. According to my mother, she's on HCG right now and zeolite and microplant powder, and she is just 1 2 pounds losing it every day. And I mean, I couldn't be happier. But then at the same time, I look at I can be happier with my family, but and then I look at my other family and my cousin, still being forced into this just control system of get your vaccines. I mean, multiple scuzzes and scuzzes of vaccines. Ridiculous. And he's what, he's like 15 or 16 now. It's very disturbing, very insanely disturbing. Like he's a doll, like he's some animal, and he's got to get his shots. I told him at least ask if there's any mercury or aluminum in it. Ask him to read the insert to you, and if there is mercury and aluminum in it, do not take it whatsoever. But anyway, Frankenstein Finance, Father and Pappy Dave. How supercomputers are preying on human fear and taking over world's stock markets. You can find this at the Daily Mail. The little sub-headline is Autopilot. Did you know that 73% of shares on the New York Stock Exchange are all traded by a computer? I'm sorry, but you can't trust the NYSE for anything. You can't trust any of the stock markets for anything because they're all just little dogs of their little pet projects to put up a front of fear and suspense for to control people. It's all about control. None of it is about money or finance. At the very tip top, they want to aggregate all the world into their two little hands. What else did I see on InfoWars that was just terrible? Oh yeah, the Great Wall of America. U.S. considering building fence on northern Canadian border to, quote, keep the criminals out. Like, Canada is riddled with crime, and they're just so violent up there. Anyway. The EPA is caught in another big fat lie. They don't use science for anything at all. Okay, one flu shot has 250 times the amount of mercury that a child should have. Okay, and one um, liter of tap water has, I believe, 250, 300 times the amount of fluoride that a young child should have. And they're going to get dental fluorosis, of course. It's already happening. The amount of pounds per year that kicks fluoride out is just going up, paradoxically now. Confused Occupy DC protesters want to reward Obama with re-election and instate a totalitarian government to rid them of their student loan debt. Of course, it's all just a total scam. The system is just one sick joke after another, lined up in a row, ready for you to go through them while they just sit at the top of the pyramid, just laughing their foolish heads off. But we're going to beat them. In fact, I'm coming for you, Federal Reserve. Wherever the closest Federal Reserve is, I am physically going to be coming to you. So, I'm not even waiting for you to send out people for you to monitor me and send out your men in black suits and turtle suits to corral me and mine. No, I'm coming to you very soon. Is there a Federal Reserve in Pittsburgh? I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm going there. Because this whole Occupy Wall Street thing, obviously, is the biggest story in the entire world right now. 700 protesters, over 700, were arrested on the Brooklyn Bridge. They were let in, and then they were blocked off on one side, and then there's an account of it on We Are Change's YouTube and on Alex Jones' channel's YouTube. But then they line up the New York paddy wagons on the other side of the Brooklyn Bridge, and totally mass arrested 700 people. About almost a week after J.P. Morgan says, "Here you go, NYPD. Here's $4.6 million." Right after Occupy Wall Street began. So this is a total. This is another fable started on record by George Soros and many other completely out of their minds organizers near the top. Even though Soros is not even too close to the top, he's up there with the super rich. Anyway, Utah declares monetary freedom, financial secession from the federal government. In the face of an unstable U.S. dollar and economic depression, Utah looks at a gold and silver coin alternative. And of course, where else is this? Yeah, so I guess NYPD claims that they bought 1,000 different newer laptops for their in-car database system, but that the internet's just becoming alive with traffic of freedom-minded folks, and the government is moving right in to clamp down on it. Strangest reports I've ever heard coming out. Fake YouTube and Twitter accounts from Libya manipulated social media mirror. Go ahead and read that article, watch that YouTube. CNN actually dares to fast forward through its footage of Gaddafi rallies. This is davidike.com. Of course, it's showing Barroso saying the EU dream has turned to a nightmare. Of course it has. The German people will get on their knees, and the Greeks will throw the shackles on their wrists and ankles and be dragged across Athens. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, the EPA safety limit for mercury is 250 times less than what is in one pollution. Yeah. So I guess I'm signing off now, but I dare you to look up IRS publication 6209 that just basically says that we are enemies of the state because the state that we think is the federal government of the US of A is actually owned, completely bought and paid for by British interests. We are still owned by the king. So I love you guys, and I hope all is well.